I do something a little interesting with this channel instead of just making videos on autism? Well, that is pretty interesting to me, but not maybe so much for everyone else. I'm going to be doing an experiment. I'm going to be trying to harness aspects of autism to make them more suitable for everyday life. Like, for instance, I am going to attempt, my first thing is going to be attempting to harness hyperfocus, which is the autistic ability to focus on a level that I can only describe as a non ADHD person taking ADHD medication. I don't know how else to describe it, but we can focus on a level that is beyond what you would think. Like, I once wrote 7,000 words in 3 hours, and then typed it up in the next half hour, and then edited it in the hour after that, in a single sitting, with no bathroom breaks, or food, or caffeine. So, and that happened accidentally. But I want to prove that it is possible to harness hyperfocus in your everyday life. And once I do, I will be making a guide for people on how to do this, and the steps you can take and everything that you can do for it. Okay, I'm setting some guidelines for this. 1. No medication will be involved. I can use caffeine and B vitamins, mostly because I already use them, and I think stopping caffeine and B vitamins would affect the experiment more than anything, more than just continuing them. 2, I have to record every single day a brief summary of what I did that day for the experiment every day at 6 when I get home from college or at 7 o'clock. And 3, I will not use methods that cannot be achieved by other people. Like, for instance, well, technically all of this is only going to be achievable by autistics, high function people who are on the higher functioning level at that, but I will not use methods like hypnosis or anything like that. That would be cheating. I will only use stuff that is capable of other people using it. I will not be using my hypersensitivity to sound, as that varies from person to person. I will not be using anything sensory related, as there's no real way to help to transfer this from person to person. I will use discipline methods from online that I find that I will leave links in the description, that I will leave links as to the methods I used. I will specifically be using keystone methods for the most part. I will still follow a strict updating schedule for both my book, for all 3 of my books, which includes my journal now. I have a personal journal on there where I talk about what I do throughout my day and how autism affects me. So check it out. I don't find it that interesting yet, but I'll find a way to embellish it. I'll find ways to make it cooler. And I'll talk about the tasks that I did while under the self-implied hyperfocus. I will be starting with tasks that I find highly interesting and am highly motivated to do, and will be working my way down. Like, for instance, today I'm going to attempt to use hyperfocus to edit every single one of my videos. Every single video has taken me half an hour to edit up until this point. However, I'm going to try a method to snap into hyperfocus and I'll edit every single one of them. Okay, the method I'm going to be using today is making a list of everything I have to do, running it over 3 or 4 times in my head, and writing it over 3 or 4 times in my head while listening to certain music, which I have found to be highly motivating. I know I said I wouldn't use anything sensory, but I'm pretty sure everyone can find music they find highly motivating. I'll leave my exploits later today. It is currently 7:14, first day of the experiment, first method. I will be trying this method for an entire week before I give up on it. Signing out.